not working as the head ball coach right now, and it's time to go in a different direction. Obviously, we don't think that's going to happen mid-year, and obviously, if Red goes on a magical run, he could definitely save his job. But that's kind of the path that's in front of him after this game. Is like he needs a miracle run from here on out to save his job, and even then, it's going to be 50-50.
Yeah, I think that's just where we're at. I think that totally sums it up, and it's a bummer, man. It's a bummer. Like you said, we were rooting for him. Like I know, look, it hasn't been an easy road for him here the last few years. Like I have empathy for his situation, right? Like it just hasn't gone the way he's wanted to. This isn't how he wants it to go either. But at a certain point, though, it's time to make a change. It's time to make a change. We can't keep having results like that one.
Obviously. But where we are right now is that this program, it needs new direction, man, because just too many of the same mistakes keep happening, right? And like, these are things we're going to keep being on the lookout for this year. And we like, Red needs to clean this stuff up and he needs to do it quick because
Yeah.
this is going to get uglier in this season. This is a good ACC. This isn't a walkthrough ACC. You know what I'm saying? This is a good ACC. There's some really talented teams in here, but we're really talented. We should be able to compete with all of these teams.
We should. We shouldn't be in 1-point games at home with Hofstra. That's simply it. We just can't. This isn't a game that we should be fighting in. We shouldn't be fighting this game. And yeah, like there's still going to be a lot of fun competitive games throughout the rest of the year. Like we are a talented roster, and if we can somehow put pieces together, which again we just haven't shown the ability to do to this point, there's a chance this team can be very good and play some really fun games and frankly rack up some wins this year. But the consistency isn't there, and if we're not going to get consistent, it's going to be like an 18-14 team. Like that's just what we're going to
be. You're watching Domed in Cuse, the quick hit podcast for real Orange fans. If you love Cuse sports, hit like and subscribe.
Fucking sucked. Syracuse loses to BC in overtime at BC for just the second time in 7 years. And this is one of the worst BC teams they've even had in those 7 years. BC was 0-4 in the ACC, 7-10 overall coming into this game. Syracuse had a few double-digit wins in a row. Syracuse was quietly climbing up into the bubble, sneaking right around that bubble. And again, we have been talking about it. If you win some of these games early in your schedule in the ACC, you pull off a couple big wins, maybe there's a path back into the tournament. And you just come out lifeless, listless, and just, the challenge decision at the end of the game is just one of the most baffling decisions ever. You had to play in overtime that looked like it was out on them, but you couldn't challenge it because you took an obvious, like that was the most obvious wrong challenge. It was like you just threw it away. It's like, oh, I'm not going to need this.
It was literally what it was, because I don't think I'm going to need this. I'm just going to throw it away here, which was just an insane thing to do. Yeah, that's just like one of the most disappointing and just like what felt like kind of like it was imminent for a while in that game. And honestly, the last few weeks, even at times, like even when we've looked good, we've just had these stretches where we're just fumbling the game away. And ultimately tonight, that it came back to bite us. Like honestly, we choked away that last 20 seconds. Missed free throw, open three, turnover. Like we could not have botched that game more. And then it carried over to overtime, and not even really speaking about the first 39 and a half minutes where we just weren't playing very good basketball. It's another game that just we lose, and I can't even say that we didn't really deserve to lose. We just sort of blew this game, and
I get we blew this game. Nobody really played well. We didn't play well. But we're still up 5 with like a minute and change left to go. And you give the ball away walking up the court. And it's just like there's no plan. There's nothing going on in Red's head, man. And like you said, like late in this game, Kings is killing it, and you just take him out with like 3 minutes left in this game, 3 minutes left. I don't even know how much time was left, but right at the end of the game, you just take him out of the game for a couple minutes when he was our best player.
I mean, dude, the rotations, I don't even know what to say about that. Taking Kings out with 4 minutes left in the game was like, what the fuck are we doing? He's been the only guy scoring in the second half. And it's been the best game he's played in a Syracuse uniform, and we're going to take him out of the bizarre. The turnovers, man. How many just absolutely disgusting turnovers do we have in this game? Throwing the ball out of bounds. Like, really, like uncontested plays or slightly contested plays, just such sloppy basketball. Like, just absolutely no attention to detail. Like, we finished this game with 18 turnovers. It felt like even more than that, I
It felt
swear. And we've done this all year long. Like, it's I, it's not just been the amount that we're turning the ball over, it's the type of turnovers that we have. Like, dude, I mean, I texted you tonight, but how many times do we just throw the ball out of bounds, like near the hash marks on offense? Like, like 8 feet behind the 3-point line, the ball is thrown out of bounds by a guard or anybody. It's just like it's really, really frustrating to watch. And yeah, this was a really, really, really just kind of pathetic showing. Like, you could not lose this game today. And certain guys actually played really well. Like, this is probably the best game I've seen Nate Kings play, but it's
You
just
got
been the
nothing
story of the
from the bench
season.
today, though. You got nothing from the bench today. Donnie had maybe his worst game, and we just that's the thing though. Donnie has a bad game, and it's like we don't have a plan B because Red doesn't know what he's doing, dude. So much of this game was like waiting for the guards to try to drive the ball into four guys, not get a foul call. If they do get a foul call, miss the free throws anyway.
The free throw bugaboos came back today. Like, exactly. This just doesn't seem to be a great cohesive plan. Like, we did even run a couple decent sets at the end of this game, but we were just so sloppy throughout. It's just like,
But there's also plays that stick out in my mind. Like we've talked about William Kyle getting the ball, 30 feet
yes.
from the hoop with maybe I don't know if it was like 2 minutes or a minute 30 left when we were up 5 or so. We just decided to pass the ball to William Kyle 30 feet from the hoop. They were like, "Thank you, foul, 2 missed free throws, our ball."
I
It
mean,
was the
seriously.
easiest decision ever for them, and it's like, why would you put William Kyle in that situation? Don't give him the ball there.
Yeah.
But
I
that's our
mean,
fucking offense.
100%, dude. And like, we're watching this game too, and it was like Kings is having the best game we've seen him have. He's hitting everything he's shooting right now. He went stretches of time without touching the basketball again tonight. He had 27 points tonight, dude. Have you looked at the box score yet?
No, not
Do you
since
know how
half.
many shots he took?
I'm gonna guess 15.
12.
Jesus.
That's about as efficient as you can possibly fucking be in a basketball game. He's 2.5 points a shot almost. Like, and we didn't get him more shots. How do we not get him 15, 20 shots in this game? Right? Like, it's wild. It really is wild. We just so much meat on the bone in this game. We've let Boston College stick around. We let them stay in the game. We let them basically stay within striking distance. The announcers called it out. Like, every time they kind of needed a bucket to stay in it in the second half, they got it. And then it came back to bite us tonight. And we've been doing that the last couple of games. And good basketball teams put teams away. It's just what you do. You're consistent enough for long stretches of time that you get up by 15, 20 points, you keep it there, and then you can sustain an 8, 10 point run and you're still in double digits. We just don't do that. And it came back to bite us tonight against a team that frankly just like is not very good. Like, BC is, let's no mistake about it. Like, not a good basketball team.
This is the worst team in the ACC. We just lost to the
Yeah.
worst team in the ACC. As we were making a push to potentially get back on the bubble, this is the Red era as it goes. Like, we're gonna look back at the end of the season, and it might be Hofstra and BC losses that keep us from getting in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, you go look at BC's numbers though. I mean, it's not like they even played particularly fantastic in this game. Like, 41% from the field. They were 8 of 20 from three. Like, that's 40%, but it's not like they hit an insane number of threes. I didn't feel that way watching the game. They just didn't turn the ball over a lot. They had 8
They hit a couple big
turnovers. Like,
shots at the end.
yeah, they hit a couple big shots. Like, they hit the shots they needed to at the end, and they were open though. And just is what it is. Like, our numbers weren't all that different. We were 44 from the floor, 39 from three. We just 64% from the line. It came back to bite us a little bit.
The line was always going to kill us. I mean, I don't know. Congrats to the haters. I'm despondent today. This is just a terrible, terrible loss. I'm so mad. I'm so sad. Like, this is the lowest that it's been as a Syracuse fan, which is pretty We've gotten pretty low, and this is like the lowest it's been as a Syracuse fan. If you add some of the rumors we've heard coming from the football program on top of this, it's like right now is not a fun time being a Syracuse fan. Congrats to all the haters. You win this round.
Yeah, I
Congrats to
hate to
BC. Get your wins in while you can, while we still have red BC. Because fuck you guys.
seriously. I mean, this is a joke. Like, I think like pretty much the entire fan base, like it's everyone's incredulous. Like we're furious after that result. Like I'm getting a text right now from a buddy who's just saying like I'm that game left me furious, and likewise, like it's just a game. How the fuck did we lose to that game? You know, and just is what it is.
I mean, we had a message in the group chat, fire Red, and I don't understand how Red can keep his job after today. I just don't understand how you can allow Red to keep his job. Like, this is one of the worst coaching performances in terms of like just the way that this team plays. You know what I'm saying? Like every game, it just feels like you're just not getting what you want from this team. It's just so frustrating to watch. It's just so frustrating to watch.
And it's just, I mean, I think we've talked about it at length. Like, it just feels like we do this, we watch kind of the same game over and over again, right? And I mean, if you could just go through the guys tonight, like, we just could not get in rhythm, and we could not. It's just, it's so much nonsense, and it just feels like our attention to detail is so poor, right? Like, at a certain point, how have we not sat Nate George down and been like, dude, you've got to stop turning the ball over. Just, we've got to take care of the basketball. I mean, he was awful tonight. I can't sugarcoat that in any other way. He was awful tonight. He could not take care of the ball. Simply put, like he was just a walking turnover. And with that, like we don't have a great other option. And so when he's playing horribly, we don't have another guy we can go to consistently to run an offense. And so then it basically just gets off kilter from there. And I, I don't know, man. It just was an incredibly frustrating watch tonight. And
He needed to try something else, though. It just
we
wasn't
had to
working. It
figure
was so
something
obvious
out.
it wasn't working. He
Like,
needed to try Fennell. He needed to try Zephyr. He needed to try
something.
literally anything else. Because
Anything.
all we needed was a guy to dribble the ball up the court and pass it to somebody else. Like, that's how bad George was tonight. He couldn't get the ball over the front court. With a minute left in the game, and he just gets ripped at half court in a 5-point game. That's the game right there. If you just take care of the ball, kill the 30 seconds, the game's over.
And then turn the ball over a second time, stepping on the baseline. He managed to have 2 awful turnovers in 15 seconds, dude.
That's the game right there. That is the game right there. If you just take care of the ball and you just hold it for 30 seconds and then you do a shot clock violation there, they just don't have enough time that they're coming back in that game.
I agree. It was pitiful. It was a pathetic ending in that game. Like the last minute was infuriating. And even still with that, we had a chance to hit free throws. We missed them. And then we give up a pretty wide open look for 3 to tie the game. And just is what it is, man. We then obviously kind of fell apart in overtime, which was coming. It felt as soon as that game went to overtime, did you think we were winning?
Yeah, it was
that?
over. It was over.
It was over. It was over.
That's how sports works. When you let that shot tie the game, like it's almost always over.
But I don't know, man. I mean, it's frustrating because there's clearly guys that can play on this team, and we just have no idea how to utilize them. Like Donnie Freeman is fucking talented, and that was not a good game from him, particularly the second half. He kind of was freestyling a little bit on the fast break.
Listen, it wasn't
obviously
Donnie's
turning
best
the ball
game.
over, but like we don't give him the ball in any good spots, none at all. And there's no consistency with his touches. Like we should be going to him early and often in the high post, in places he can catch and move and get in space, use the jumper, use his mobility, and we just don't fucking do it, man. We really don't.
Well, like you're just saying, like, you know, you were talking about this earlier, actually, with the games we've watched recently that feel like they're slipping away. And as they start to feel like they're slipping away, how many of those in the last couple games has Donnie just like made a bunch of tough shots off of nothing? No game plan, nothing. Donnie just made a couple tough shots, bailed us out. Yeah, that wasn't there today. He didn't have that today, you know? And
exactly.
Then, like, we didn't have a plan B. There was nothing else we were going to be able to do.
100%. That's literally it. It's literally what we've been saying. It's like the last couple of games, it's like Donnie's been hitting some fucking tough shots in these games that have kept them cushiony, and it didn't happen tonight, like you said, and that's the result. The game kind of slipped away. Nobody else really stepped up besides Nate Kings. Like, he had a great game. Like, none of this is on him, but the rest of we were just sloppy, and it came back to bite us. They out executed us down the stretch and in the critical moments, and that's how you lose a game sometimes.
Yeah, but it goes again to like, a good team is able, when that game is 5 points with a minute left, they're going to call a timeout. Instead of wasting a timeout on a stupid fucking challenge, they're going to call a timeout. They're going to get an after timeout bucket. They're going to make it 7. That's what a good team would do.
Yes. Simply put, yes.
Right? There's a minute 2 left. With that possession, it became a 5-point game. There's a minute 2 left. A good team there is going to take a timeout. They're going to call an after timeout play, and they're going to get a bucket. We get the ball ripped at half court.
Yeah. I believe we were up 3 even at that point too, but
Was that
same
3?
fucking thing. I
Okay,
think it was
3.
3 at that point.
Okay,
but
well, a
same
good
thi-
team gets you to 5 there. Again.
Exactly. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Your point guard doesn't turn the ball over at getting across half court. Like, it's just, I get that, like, people are going to say you can't blame Red for that, but, like, honestly, man,
But you
it's
should have
everything.
taken your timeout already there. You should have had drawn up a play. You should have taken your timeout and drawn up a play, but you didn't have that timeout to take because you used it on a stupid challenge that was never going your way to begin with. That's that challenge happened right after. So you lose that challenge right there, and then you don't get that timeout. If you just taken that timeout there, you wouldn't have had any of that happen. That's more my point. Like, with a minute left, you have one possession that if you score with that, was it 3 points then? I could have sworn it was 5 with a minute and 2 left when he gets it.
It was 3.
It was 3? Well, either way, a good team will call a timeout there right away. They'll call the play up. They'll bring the ball up. They'll get a play off, and they'll score a bucket there. And that's the game. That makes it 5 with 40 seconds left in the game. Like that. That's what we don't have. Like, we don't have that ever.
No, we don't. And like, we forget even too, like, it just, we had so many opportunities even down the stretch of that game to just put it away, and we didn't. We just simply didn't. Like, the whole thing was very frustrating, and I mean, this was just not a good performance from us. It really wasn't. And we were up 7 with 3 minutes left, man. 7 with 3 minutes left, and we could not put this team away. We just could not get good possessions in a row. We turned the ball over in critical moments. Like, it just was really ugly. And there was a moment there, up 5, I think, if I'm not mistaken, with about 2 minutes left. We had just gone up 7. They scored back, and we should have called a timeout there. And I believe right after it, Donnie travels. They get the ball back. We should have probably called the timeout before then, even after the travel. They hit a 3-pointer, then it's down to 2, then we called the timeout. And it's like, it's possessions too late, Like, what are we doing? We've got to just be more crisp. I was just disappointed with the activity on the sideline tonight, like, and just overall, we just really let this game slip away. We acted like we thought we were going to win, and we simply just didn't play to the final whistle, and they beat us.
But coach thought he was going to win too. He just threw away a challenge with a minute left in the game.
He did. He totally did.
He was feeling that way, so that's what permeates through the team. Like, that's it right there.
Like, I can't believe we did that. Why didn't, like, there's no reason to just throw away that challenge like that. And I think even there was the out of bounds, I think that was actually in regulation that there was another out of bounds call, even like 15 seconds later. And it just is what it is, man. We're the less than the sum of our parts as a team. And it's frustrating. This is just a game we could not lose. We were finally getting momentum. We needed to have this game going into Virginia Tech, like, playing finally another good team. And now, like, pretty much every game against a good team the rest of the way is a must win. Like, we're going to have some games on the road that we obviously can give up, but we're going to have to get some of them. Like, we're going to have to get a lot of them. And it's just disappointing. This team has a lot of talent, and we have so many moments where guys are just not showing up night to night. And like you were saying earlier, we just don't fire on all cylinders really at all.
Nobody's playing well. How do we not get Sadiq any minutes in the second half? Nobody's playing well, and you can't find Sadiq a couple of minutes?
Yeah. What did he finish with? Do you know?
He didn't play any in the second
5.
half for overtime.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, you can't find him any extra minutes?
No. And like we just
He can guard the three. He's so fast. He could guard the three, be one of our best perimeter guard guys. Like,
we just seem to have such an inability to adjust on the fly, right? Like the bench was horrible tonight.
Horrible.
Like they were giving us nothing. It was obvious they were giving us nothing. Like we were on the road. Sometimes that happens with young players and your bench guys. Like that's what happens. You've got to be able to recognize that and be like, they can't play more than 10 minutes tonight. Like that the Betsy Cayenne lineup shouldn't have been in more than 10, 12 minutes in this game. And like it went on for too long in both halves. We ceded a bunch of points. We gave up the lead, and it just is what it is. Like it's not even necessarily the fault of those guys because we had bad matchups with them in the game. Like
you were playing Cayenne at point guard again.
It didn't work. It was not working.
He's not a point guard. You're putting him in a terrible spot.
And like that kid wants to get the ball. He's an off the bounce player. We're having Cayenne pick him up at 30 feet. What are we doing? Seriously, what are we doing? Have him pick him up at 20 feet at the 3-point line. What's the he's not gonna, if he launches a 24-footer, great. He's not a good shooter. Like that's what we want. Why are we pressuring him at 30 feet with a guy who doesn't move his feet that well? Like that's not even a knock on Cayenne. Like it's just not what he is as a player right now.
It's just a mismatch too, though.
It is.
He's never going to be able to guard point guards. If our strategy is to have Cayenne guarding point guards the rest of the year, we're fucked. That's a stupid strategy.
It is. It's just dumb. And especially if you're going to have him try and play out at 30 feet and deny the ball. It's just like, it's not a good, it's flawed. So I'm frustrated. That was so frustrating. It's hard to even talk about because like there were so many, there were so many frustrating things that happened throughout this game. And like, it was so close for so long, and you're just like, we're going to lose this game. You knew it. You felt it coming. Like we played with our food so goddamn much, and we kind of got what we had coming.
But yeah, like you said, like we've been feeling that way for the past few games now. Like we've been toying with our food for the past few games.
Totally. Like, and you just can't do this in basketball. Like eventually some team's going to go on a run and hit the shots that they need, and they're going to win the game. And it's what happened tonight.
I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed. I'm so mad. Like I don't think I have it in me to do a film watch of this one.
I feel that.
I'm low right now. Like I'm low. I'm like you. I'm frustrated. I don't even know if I'm making any kind of sense. This is right. We're right after the game. The emotions are so raw, and I just don't understand how Red can keep his job after this. I just do not understand how you let Red keep his job after this.
Yeah,
this is a program-defining loss.
Yeah, I mean, you could not lose this game. Like BC is like the program that everybody points to and goes, I don't want to be that. That's literally what it is in the Power Four. It's like I don't want to be BC, and you can't lose these games. I mean, they've now swept us in basketball and football this year, right? Like, it's not good. It's not good.
It's the second time in 7 years that they've beaten us. That's how bad BC's been and how much we've beaten them. Second time in 7 years that they've been able to pull a win against us.
Yeah.
It's like everything points to this keeps getting worse. It doesn't get better under Red.
Now, this is frankly it's an inexcusable loss, especially on the heels of a couple of the games we've lost already this year.
Hofstra, which was already an inexcusable loss.
Hofstra was, and like I'd honestly argue, I get Clemson's a good team. We have to win that game. You've got to win that game at home in the ACC. Like you got to beat some decent team,
And because that game was all like after timeout stuff that cost us the game in the big moments again.
It was like we were so sloppy a lot of that game. And like we were obviously reintegrating Donnie, and he got hot in the second half and almost brought us to victory on his shoulders. But it's just not sustainable, man. Like that's everything you watch about this team is nothing is sustainable. Like we go on short runs, we have short bursts where we look good, but because we don't execute at a high enough level, and that's just such a key part of basketball and sports as a whole. But in basketball, you've got to execute, right? You really need to execute on both ends of the floor. we don't execute at a high enough level on both ends, and we don't sustain runs long enough. And with that, you basically put yourselves in vulnerable positions every game you play, no matter who your opponent is, really. And it
And in a
happened
lot
again
of these
tonight.
games, it comes down to a couple of plays. It really does. A couple of plays here and there, and your lead goes from 7 to 12. You know what I'm saying? And then all of
Yeah,
a sudden, it's not a game. And it's like in
100%.
those critical moments, we don't ever get great shots,
Or we don't lock in and get the stop.
right?
Like
But or we just go zone inexplicably for a few minutes, or we take out our hottest guy in the game with 4 minutes left for no reason, or our
it's
backups are in the game 2 minutes too long when they haven't been playing well.
100%, man.
These are all things that have happened now in multiple games throughout multiple years under Red. This isn't a cherry pick this BC game. This isn't a cherry pick the Hofstra game. This happened in the Pitt game. We just happened to get Donnie to make a bunch of shots and win the game. This happened in the Georgia Tech game, but we got Donnie to make a couple shots, so we win the game. And it's like that's what we've relied on is individual players playing well. Because outside of that, our coaching staff does not put guys in positions to succeed. It does not help improve guys for the most part. And that's why so many guys are fucking leaving the program every year and then like kind of throwing shade the second they leave. And it's also why every guy who comes in gets worse when they get here. Nate George, for example.
Everybody. It's everybody. Like, and even tonight, like I saw like Nate Kings was having a career night. I think he set his career high
He did
in this
27
game
points,
tonight.
right?
Like, we seemed unaware. How does he shoot the ball 12 fucking times? Like, that's crazy to me. It's literally crazy. How does that happen? He's got 27 points on 12 shots, and it felt like, again, like I was telling you, periods of time where we forgot he was on the team. Like, he was hot. He was as hot as it gets. He was hitting everything was open, and then they were overplaying him, and he was getting to his left hand, getting to his right shoulder, and he was getting to the rim every time. And it was like it was a layup or a foul, and we just seemed to ignore it. It's like whatever it is from the coaching staff right now, we're just not like sharp enough. Even whether it's the pregame or in game, we're just not sharp enough in terms of our in-game adjustments and our ability to identify what is working and what isn't working, and to just kind of press on the gas there. It's disappointing. This is a game you can't lose, and it obviously is going to define the season. Like, now we're just like we're at a very long shot to make a tournament run at all. And by run, I mean just get in the tournament. And it's just another disappointing year for the fan base, man. I hate the idea that I feel like I don't really have anything to root for in mid-January. It's just like it's
I feel the same way.
nonsense. It's
I feel the
fucking
same way.
nonsense. It's nonsense. Like, I don't even know what to say. I'm so pissed about this.
I feel
Like,
the same
isn't
way.
it so
Yeah.
fucking disappointing that you've got 2
Sucks.
months of college hoops now for the rest of the regular season? It's like we're just gonna have to claw our way to maybe be on the bubble.
We have to win the
It,
AC tournament at this point. Like, let's be honest. We have to have a magical run in the AC tournament and win it probably to
right,
get into
unless
the
we pull
playoffs.
a couple miracle games
Even
here.
if we do, we're going to be a bubble team. And then at best, it's like, all right, let's hope that the other teams aren't, like Cincinnati. Let's hope it's not on the bubble versus Cincinnati because you know what? They just beat Iowa State today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the team that might be on the bubble versus you is Cincinnati at the end of the year. And then they got to win against Iowa State. So you might win against Duke. You might win against Louisville. But it's not better than that win.
No, I mean, I'm with you. Like, that's what's like. We're gonna have to go, and we probably will win or play some very good games against good teams on the road. Like, we've talked about this. Like, this team is good enough to play with the best teams in the country. We've shown it already this year. But we also will play and lose to middling teams in college basketball, and that's what's so frustrating about Cuse basketball right now. It's just we're just week to week we are not a consistent basketball team, and we've got to shore it up. And if it's not happening. There's no way it's happening right now with the way we're currently constructed, like from a staff and infrastructure standpoint.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty much it. I think this leaves a bitter taste in our mouth. I don't really have much else to add. I'm just mad. I'm pissed. Ugh. I wanted to rage quit that game, like in the middle of it, just
Yeah.
like NCAA, just be like,
I
fuck
mean,
this.
literally,
This
like we needed to put Chew clock on. Like I was just like, get us to the end of this game,
it was
man.
not a good watch. Yeah.
Miserable. It's a miserable watch.
Yeah.
It was a miserable, ugly watch, and it was that from the tip. You knew it was going to be that way because we just kept fouling them early in the game. It's like we're just going to keep a minute with, like they got no good shots. Like the first 7 minutes, we just fouled them, and then kept a minute, and it was just a slugfest rock fight. And then they made the shots and out executed us down the stretch, and it is what it is.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We're depressed. We'll be back with another episode, hopefully, when we're able to gather ourselves. We needed to put this out right away because, I mean, this is just miserable, but nothing else to say. We're here with you. I'm sure you're feeling. If you're still watching this, you are probably feeling just as miserable as we are. So thank you for watching. And let's
Fire the
hope.
coach game.